Joining us right now is former speechwriter and communications director under President Clinton, Don Baer. Don, good to see you. Thanks for weighing in this morning. Your reaction to the debate last night?
Well, to be honest, it was kind of good TV, and I thought you all did a good job, did the best you could. I didn't see a lot of seriousness of purpose up there, right? I mean, we're living in very serious times with big challenges, and there are guys up there who are very jolly and good with the quips and all of that. I didn't see a president up there. I worked in the White House.
Okay.
I know what it means to have to deal with the issues when they come in day after day after day. I didn't see a single person up there, the way they're behaving right now, who deserves to be in the White House.
Well, we talked about national security, terrorism, economics in terms of jobs, infrastructure, entitlements. Where specifically are you saying was the shortfall?
Maria, this is not a criticism of what you and your colleagues did. I think you tried to set the tone and set the questions right. But when a debate descends into New York values or not New York values, or, who's an American or not an American, I just don't think that's what the country wants to hear now. I think they want the candidates and the president and their politicians focused on their problems. And we're veering away from that very fast.
Yeah, I agree. The issues are issues.
So I think the point you're making is that it's a personality contest rather than a policy debate. So why do you think it devolves into that with this group of personalities?
Well, I think that they're fighting over these little bits on the ground. Look, I think the biggest reason is that Donald Trump is running away with this thing, and a couple of them are trying to catch up and hold on to him. And Donald Trump brings a certain kind of tone to this national conversation, which is not advancing the seriousness of purpose that we face at this point.
Good morning. This is Morgan. Governor Bush is coming up next to be interviewed with Maria. And what was striking to me is I thought he was the one candidate on stage last night who really went after Hillary Clinton. A lot of people were going after President Obama, but I felt like Jeb Bush was pretty aggressive. Talked about the fact that she's under an FBI investigation. Do you think that's fair game? How do you think it would be if one of those men on stage last night were also under an FBI investigation?
Look, I think they should talk about everything they want to talk about. There is no question that of the people who were up there last night and you compare them to Hillary Clinton is the person who knows how to make things happen in this country at a time when we are dealing with very big issues. Just turn the camera a little bit and look at everything that's going on in the world right now in terms of the economy, in terms of national security challenges, in terms of what's happening in terms of changing demographics across this country and changes in the way people have to work and live. This is a moment where we really need great, strong leadership. And that's what Hillary brings, certainly better than what I saw last night.
Art Laffer.
Yeah, Don, I don't agree with you on that. I mean, this is exactly the criticism that was posed to Reagan in 1980, that he wasn't experienced, he was an actor, he spoke other people's lines and all of that, and then we had the greatest president in my lifetime.
How long had Ronald Reagan been governor of California before he became president? How many times had he run for president twice before?
Yes, he had and lost twice before, and it was still the same criticism that you're saying. And
Secretary Clinton was, senator from New York, and First Lady and Secretary of State. So, I mean, she wasn't necessarily having the experience, Don, that you're talking about her husband had.
I think it does an injustice to Ronald Reagan and what he accomplished and who he was when he came to the presidency to compare where Donald Trump is today to where Ronald Reagan was in 1980.
No. What I'm saying here is that Reagan wasn't what you see him as before he was elected president. He became this super large hero, my hero for sure, during the presidency, not before. We are looking at a group of candidates before they are elected. And if you go back and look at any of the Reagan books, I look at that New York Times Reagan book that was written by the New York Times right after he was elected, but before he took office, and it came out. It was all of these comments about it, that he couldn't handle this, he didn't know how to do that, he was unqualified, and bang, he turned out to be the best president ever.
But Don, I think the elephant in the room here is the fact that Senator Clinton is dangerously close to losing in Iowa and New Hampshire to Bernie Sanders. So what's going on here? I mean, it's looking dangerously close that she's not going to win one of these two early states.
We haven't had a single vote yet. So these things always tighten up. This was always going to be a tight race. There's no question about it. The Democratic Party, just like the Republican Party, always fights it out during these primaries. Iowa is always unpredictable, and whatever happens in Iowa will have an impact on New Hampshire.
What is your reaction, though?
What
is your reaction to Bernie Sanders' success? What's your reaction to Bernie Sanders?
Bernie Sanders is an effective candidate. He's been presenting from his perspective and what his point of view is, it's not mine, a strong argument. So he's out there. The Democratic Party has a certain amount of that sentiment in it. We know that. But that, so is Hillary Clinton, by the way. She's out there campaigning hard. She's got a great message. She has a terrific record. And frankly, she has the ability to help move the country forward, unlike any of the other candidates, based on her record and based on what she's saying she would do as president.
Ouch. I just disagree. I mean, I was a Bill Clinton supporter. As you know, I voted for Clinton twice, and it was well publicized, and I thought he was a great president. I don't think Hillary. Our tax plan. Clinton was great on taxes. He was great on everything.
What about Hillary?
She's losing.
Hillary's the exact opposite of her husband.
She's tied with a 74-year-old socialist. Just look at the facts.
Don't pick on 74-year-olds.
Well, at least you're a 75-year-old capitalist.
74 on the set.
Don, good to see you, my friend. Thank you so much. We'll see you soon.